Dude, I can tell you right now, this one's a moneymaker, okay? There's no reason at all why you couldn't have a little device, 3 inches by 4 inches, maybe with like an inch deep, where it has a little sensor thing hanging down, and at the top you have a plug, but you also have in there a little battery backup. So if your power's out for, let's say, 10 hours, it still works.
Right.
That to me is key. Then you have just the little sensor thing going down, and you basically just like tape it towards the bottom of the dryer, the washer, and then you get a second one, tape it there, plug it in. You can remotely admin it. You know what I mean? You just log into a web interface, and then bam, you can make it text, email, phone call even.
It's amazing. Like, it's really becoming real to me that all these things are doable because the Pi is so cheap. I mean, this is like, it's amazing, the price point on this thing. It's really a game changer.
And because of the price point, to me, it makes it very economical, like he's pointing out, economical to where you can take something, design something, and basically mass produce it.
Yeah, it's true. Really cool.
Yeah.
Good one, Johnny. This one's from Eric. Hey, Dor, love the podcast you and Steve do. I heard on the last podcast you want Raspberry Pi ideas, and one thing I've always wanted to try was to make a car PC. In years past, you couldn't really pull it off in the Northeast because of the need of a spinning hard drive to store all the music combined with our cold winters. Today, though, we have a lot of solid-state, large-capacity storage. I think the hardest, most expensive component would be finding a touchscreen to run it all on, especially one that would work with the Raspberry Pi. Well, it's an idea. Even if it isn't a great one, keep up the great work on the podcast. It is a great idea.
Dude,
I'm sorry. The more I read about this, I'm putting one in my car. One in my car.
Well, here's the gimmick, okay? Well, you and I both know, okay? You can get any size screen, touchscreen. You really can. You can go on eBay and find a 3-inch one if you want.
You don't need touchscreen though, Dor. Get one of those little ball mice, the track balls.
Well, yeah, and like the little Bluetooth keyboard touchpad combination too. You could use that.
Yeah.
But like, there's no reason why you couldn't even in your visor have a little LCD screen right there. Even
I say put a trackball on your steering wheel.
Understand? Well, see, for me, I'd put it on my shifter.
Oh yeah, good point. You know, even though
I have
a
a stick.
You do have a stick. But even though I don't have a stick, my hand is always on my shifter. Even though it's automatic, it's always on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. That's the spot for trackball. You're right.
And to be honest, the possibilities of what you can do with this in a car, boom, wide open.
Oh, totally. I mean, you put all kinds of sensors in the car, music, videos, radar detectors, all kinds of stuff. Neat.
Anything from a Wi-Fi hotspot to streaming Podnutz.
Streaming Podnutz should be the main
suggestion. I know.
Is this another one from Johnny?
Yeah, because he said he had the extra one that he wanted to throw in.
Jeez. All right, Johnny, here we go. Gosh, fellas, I'm so disappointed. I just listened to Linux for the Rest of Us number 74, just knowing my suggestions would place me in the winner's circle, but alas, I have to wait for the rest of the world to catch up with me. Oh well, I'm not going to let victory slip through my greedy little fingers. Here's my latest proposal. A monitor, much like the moisture monitor, that would alert us regardless of where we are, whenever the temperature in the crawl spaces beneath our house drops below freezing. Of course, since most of us have wrapped pipes, the outside temperature has to drop at 10 to 15 degrees. But once the crawl space temperature hits 15, we have trouble. Why do we have trouble? Why is that trouble?
Pipes freeze, and when they freeze, they can go boom, explode, crack.
Since Raspberry Pis are cheap, why not put one under the utility room, one under each bathroom and kitchen, and when things get really cold, a text, IM, or email is sent to our cell phones and Wi-Fi. Often someone has just left the access door open or a vent has been pushed open, and then on the coldest night of the year, no potty. I.e., in other words, he says this in every email, unhappy wife, unhappy life. Since both the frozen pipes and the leaking washing machine's hoses are more hassle than they are expensive, these problems rarely hit the threshold for our homeowner's deductible, and we have to pay for the damage out of our pockets.
Yep.
When my hot water heater flooded the utility room, the total cost was about $800. The deductible was $1,000, so I had to pay it all out of pocket. A Raspberry Pi early alert system would have made my life easier. Here in West Tennessee, temperatures will occasionally hit 0 or a few degrees below, and when it does, it is Katie, bar the door. There will not... Wait, what is it? In West Tennessee, temperatures will... And when it does, it is Katie, bar the door. There will not be a plumber available. Oh, Katie, bar the door. There will not be a plumber available for days, i.e. many unhappy wives, many unhappy lives. I got you. Sorry I messed that up, Johnny. I still have another idea or two. One of them was just a humorous one for a door to replace his cabinet door scenario, but I haven't had time yet. Thank you for your consideration.
Damn, they're killing the cabinet doors.
It's Johnny. He just really doesn't like that.
Right, Kate. When you're up north, if you don't leave, I believe this is not good. If you do not leave your faucets dripping, like drip, 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 when the pipes freeze, then basically you can literally have the pipe freeze, expand, crack, and break the pipe. So when you go to turn the water on, nothing comes out.
I see.
Yeah, not good. Not good at all.
Move to Florida.
Well, okay. Then a sweltering pipe in that warning message. I don't know. But yeah,
how about a comfortably warm pipe?
Right. I like this one just as much, but then you would have to make sure the Raspberry Pi is weatherproofed to some degree.
That's true.
That's the only hookup, because you don't want to drill a hole in your floor to go down there. You know?
No.
So I don't know how you would do that unless it's like wirelessly connecting to our Arduino. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
Still a good suggestion.
Oh, yeah.
Joshua says, first, I digress. I want to say how much I appreciate the Linux for the Rest of Us podcast. It helps get me through my workday. The things I learn on it make me excited to learn Linux, and listening makes me have happier days in general. Okay, so listening to it makes me have happier days in general. This is what we try to accomplish at Podnutz. This is me talking now, Steve. I love when people say that listening to a show made them have a happier day. That's the goal. That is the goal of what we do, at least in my mind. So, and I think Dor shares similar sentiment about that. So, really happy, Joshua, that you like listening to the show. He says, I'm just sad and a little happy that I just caught up after having listened to all the episodes over the last couple of weeks. Second, I digress further. I want to know how much I want Dor to know how much I appreciate what he does. I have a 2.5-year-old son, and I'm only just starting and really learning to help people properly with their tech problems. But I hope in a few years, when my son's older, that my life is as good as Dor's seems, and that I am as good a man as Dor. Dor makes me want to be a better person. Damn. That is awesome.
that blew me away, kind of. Yeah.
That is really awesome. Man, good one, Joshua.
And I got to say, man, the kids, I was happy before, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't close to nothing. It was nothing now. These boys and my wife, now there's something there. So,
Damn. I'm jealous of Dor now, too.
And no, you trust me. It's one of those things, Steve, double edge. Double edge. Okay? Don't let me try to make you think it's all, gumdrops and stuff. Because you can open that door and walk out of your house anytime you want, and you can come back anytime you want. That's a nice freedom to have. But I digress.
Okay. But it's fully acknowledged, Joshua. Dor is the man, and that's just, I don't even have to say that. It's just known in the universe. Thirdly, on topic. I don't know if this is possible, as I have only been using Linux intermittently for about a month. But take a few of the Raspberry Pis and create the DNS firewall /filter or DNS filter /firewall that can monitor his son's 3DS traffic and filter it. Now, I noticed that it has a couple of data ports. These should be used to trigger a George Foreman grill to turn on and cook some bacon every morning. I'm sure the bacon could be dispensed in some manner. There has to be a hacker who has done this. All right, so let me wrap my wits around this. There's a couple of data ports. How do we get into 3DS into bacon? Is it two separate suggestions here?
Well, it can do the 3DS content filtering through the network traffic ports, but then maybe either USB ports, I could start up the George Foreman.
I gotcha. And then he says, all right, cool. I'm sure the bacon could be dispensed in some manner. There has to be some hacker who has done this. I think waking up to the smell of grilling bacon would be an amazing way to start the day. And last but not least, I think that the Raspberry Pi would make for a great game emulator. Maybe make a little arcade machine out of one. Oh, yeah, I'm sure it runs MAME like a champion.
Should.
That's all my ideas. I can't wait to get one myself and Velcro it to the back of my TV as my XBMC. Thank you so much for all your efforts, both of you. The Podnutz Network is one of my favorite things now. Enjoy your pie, Door. Warm regards, Josh. I don't have a business or handle yet. Thank you, Josh. Terrific email, man. Really great. Thank you for the compliment.
Unbelievable. And I was going to say, people, he said bacon.
I know.
Okay.
That is a huge plus point in the email.
Right. Well, and his side comment is almost just as good as all his other comment. An XBMC device.
Yeah.
Dude, I seriously did not think about that until like literally a half an hour before I got this email. I thought,
are you serious?
Yeah, it did. It didn't even cross my mind because I just kept thinking you could plug it into the TV and run VLC full screen and crap. I didn't even think, wait a minute, XBMC already has everything I want.
Right. I thought somewhere in the middle. I didn't fully think XBMC, but I thought some type of hook it up to the TV, definitely, just like you did. But,
right.
Yeah, this is sweet.
Well, and I was first thinking Element OS, the one that we looked at a long time ago.
Yeah, are they still making it?
Believe they are, but they haven't updated for like eight plus months.
Not good.
Okay, the 3DS traffic filtering, dude, that's easy. That's easy.
It is.
There's no reason why I can't do it. The gimmick is you would have to make your Nintendo 3DS connect to that Wi-Fi, and that would be the network adapter it connects to, where you connect to your Netgear. Your son's 3DS connects to that, and then out the Ethernet goes to the internet to your router.
I see.
And then filtering that traffic. Oh, too easy to mention. I would say that. Too easy.
Huh.
Doing the bacon trigger. Here's my logic. You would take bacon, and you would deep freeze it as hard as you can, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then you would set it out at room temperature and time how long it takes to get to the proper cooking temperature. Then you reverse it and say, okay, it took 9 hours and 34 minutes. 9 hours and 34 minutes before I want this George Foreman to start up, I put the frozen bacon in the correct spot. So then when it comes time for the USB device to trigger the Foreman to cook, the bacon's thawed. Yeah,
you're really thinking there. You're really thinking.
Well, it's bacon.
I know. Definitely have to put some thought into this. It's a good idea. Sounds very dangerous, but
yes, it does.
It's worth it for bacon in the morning.
Right. Now here's the real kicker. He said I think waking up to the smell of grilling bacon would be a amazing way to start the day. Yes, but to eat that very same grilled bacon is the answer to starting your day.
This is true. Damn, I want some bacon right now.
Okay, now real quick, if you wanted to hold off, Steve, because we're already, I think, past an hour, I wasn't going to make the winner known tonight because we have too many of them. And to be honest, I wanted to give everybody the last shot, ditch, effort, chance, try to get their emails in.
Yeah, if you want. Yeah, totally. I could read the last one if you want me to. Or no, you don't want me to yet.
Was there only one more?
I think there's only one more.
You're right. You're right. There's only one more. I thought there was three. Never mind, I can't read. Sure. Shoot.
All right, last one's from Les, I think. Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. If he talks bad about kitchen, go ahead and read it.
All right. He says, hey, Dor, I wanted to give you a list of things you might be able to do with Raspberry Pi. With the Raspberry Pi. I hope this gets to you before the podcast. Now, some of the things can probably be done with other already available electronics, but you could most likely get more functionality out of an RP, Raspberry Pi. Also, some would be required to run off batteries or solar cells or both. Super home automation. The beautiful thing about doing home automation with the RP is that you can set it up wirelessly and you would not have to use one per object. Connect several windows, one wall together with control wires, a motor at each window. Run it to a GERT type board. What's that? I don't know what a GERT type board is.
GERT is a extra add-on plug-in board for Raspberry Pi that allows you to connect to other hardware interfaces like old serial port